es la voz de LA. It's like una galaxiana, come and kick it with us. I bring the bossa nova beats and talk the club that we love. Another year to adjust, and Will Kuntz we all trust. 6 titles in the cabin, tell a hater shut up. Mirar al horizonte con el cielo morado. Llegamos al estadio como siempre lo hago. Es la nueva temporada, ya cumplí 30 años. Rezándole a San Pequi que no dé al travesaño. Que repartan los balones y no sean tacaños. Que regrese el contraataque y que le hagamos daño. Un saludo para Robert, hermanos ecuatorianos. Que la táctica de Ananda nunca sean en vano. Si se trata de mi gala me levanto temprano. Ver el fur en verano, en el pasto tumbado. Siempre estoy a tu lado, en cualquier resultado. Vamos Galaxy, on top is where I gotta be. Chilling in the canopy, staging like a winery. Goles during rivalries, brew from the refinery. Only want the finer things, we letting you know. Lo que pasa en la galaxia, ready, let's start the show.
Hello, hola, and buenas, and welcome back to another episode of La Cuna Galaxiana, a podcast always made with love for all you LA Galaxy fans out there, wherever you may be, and all you international soccer fans as well. You know you have a home here too. Today, the LA Galaxy scored a big win on Saturday, September 27th, with a 4-1 home win over Sporting Kansas City in a game that saw the return of Dejan and a first Galaxy hat trick for Joseph Paintsil. We'll take a look at the Galaxy's fast start, JP's big night, and how he did it, and how this match sets up the Galaxy with a mental boost before Wednesday's Campeones Cup final versus Toluca, which we'll bring you a preview of as well at the bottom of the show. But we'll be joined by the man inching ever closer to the 80-80 club, LA Galaxy midfielder Diego Fagundez, who will be here to answer some questions ahead of the Galaxy's final on Wednesday. Thank you so much to him. We'll also be joined by the internationally revered Eli Lesser, who will be here to talk all things soccer and LA Galaxy with us. We'll talk about how he's causing lines in La Brea and other events, what he's thought of the Galaxy season so far, and what he thought as the Galaxy showed a big win off this weekend. Plus, World Cup fever starting to take hold, as some have already gotten their time and date to purchase tickets. All of that and more coming up on La Cuna Galaxiana tonight. And, man, we are just so excited that you guys are here with us and that we'll be able to talk to one of our favorites, Dieguito. But before we get to Diego and all the good stuff, let me introduce myself. I'm one of your co-hosts, Rob Halon. You can find my written work Tribune, and you can find me online there at El Escudero the LA. And of course, since I'm here, you know that my co-host is here as usual as well. Anandita Kirana, el papá de Natita la Preciosa y el Gitano Perdido. Papa, I usually ask you for a one-word reaction, but I think we're just kind of geeking out about the fact that, you know, we get to talk to Diego pretty soon, right?
Yeah, one-word reaction, quick one, stoked.
Yeah, stoked.
Yeah,
like how you feeling? Stoked. Thank you.
Gassed. Yeah. No, I mean,
no, for sure.
Diego's such a pleasure to talk to you, man. So I'm curious. I know we get to talk to him post-match on Saturday at the presser, but just excited to hear what his mindset's like 2 nights before. Let's face it, guys, this is a final, right? Maybe some people are going to say you're dressing it up too much, or maybe some people say, no, this is an important game. It doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, there is a trophy and $500K on the line that we found out last time, right, Rob?
Yeah, so, and you know what? Like I was kind of poo-pooing it last time. I'm like, oh, there's not really anything to play for. But you know what? Like seeing these players go out there and be professional, and let's face it, they don't have anything to play for right now, and they still went out there and performed against SKC. So for damn sure they're going to get up for a final. So it is what it is, man. Like you talked me off the ledge. You convinced me last show that this is a big deal.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, look, I will. You guys can drop your one-word match reactions for sure in the chat, but I'm just gonna say predicted, because you know why? I called the score. I had a good feeling. I was a brujo. I was almost like 100% correct, Rob. Instead, JP got 3 goals. Gabby got 1 assist. So, a brace for both of goal involvements or goal contributions. That works, right? So I'll take it.
Sure.
Three. Yeah,
I'll let you explain it that way. Why not?
Four goal contributions. In the end, the maths are mathing. It ends up as 4, a brace of something for both players. So there you go. I'll let the average or the mean and the maths play it out. But anyway,
and then you'll also let the peoples figure it out as well.
Exactly. You guys can go figure that out. But yeah, no, I look predicted, but I was happy to see the performance. I was happy to see what I thought would play out on paper actually play out on the field. So that was nice. Do you have anything to say about that match? A little one word, maybe?
Yeah, man. Same. I mean, it was expected. I mean, it was. Okay. I think I already said it earlier. Professional. It was a professional performance. Like
it was. Yeah.
This team's not playing for anything, and the fact that they went out and they put in a professional performance is commendable. And like, people thought that they would come out here and just like not try. Like, no, these are professional athletes. They do have pride on the line, and so that's pretty much what I got to say. Professional. That's mine.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So how do you want to do this, man? Because we've got Diego just popped in backstage. We're gonna do a couple of our little shout outs, or a couple of our housekeeping, however you want to call it.
Well, no, I mean, we don't want to keep this amazing man waiting. So really, we just want to say to each one of you guys that has already subscribed to this podcast, we thank you. We are on the march to 700. We're just a couple away. So go ahead and hit the subscribe, like button. Y'all know what to do.
8 more, guys. Come on.
Just 8 more.
We're almost there. Come on.
And then if you have something burning to get off your chest, go ahead and hit those super chats. You know how you know what to do, y'all. And then also, we do want to let you guys know, if you are watching on X and Instagram, go ahead and jump on over to YouTube at some point, hit that subscribe button. And then last word of before we get to Diego, we are going everybody to be on their best behavior, because we are super thankful that Diego is here with us today and giving his time when he could be just chilling with his family. So we're super thankful. And now we are pleased to be joined by really one of the luminaries of the league, giving us beautiful moments and memories since he made his debut as a teen, and now here with the LA Galaxy, your hometown club. Please welcome Galaxy midfielder Diego Fagundez. Dieguito, gracias.
Vamos.
Thank you so much for being here.
No, first of all, can you guys hear me? Is my mic good working?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you're
Just
good.
making sure. I was trying to set it up earlier, and
perfect, man.
This is
Loud
where
and
I
clear.
stream and stuff, so I wanted to make sure it was working for you guys. So
Can you hear us?
Yeah, you guys. Yeah, I can. Perfect.
Perfect. Well, Diego, like I said, thank you so much for being here. We know you could be doing so many other things, and just so gracious with your time. First off, shout out to your lovely family here and in Texas. We've had the opportunity to talk with them and meet them, and we can't forget your pups either. Hopefully they're doing good. Honestly, which is harder, wrangling all 5 or 6 of them, or playing on 3 days rest?
Probably the dogs, actually. Like, trying to get them to actually listen is probably the hardest thing, or teaching them how to do tricks or sit or whatever. I think that's harder than just playing 3 games in a week. Playing is the easy part. I think is the recovery part that's the hardest.
But guys, all of us being dog owners, I mean, come on. Is there any better feeling than what you guys are seeing on the screen? This is like the best thing ever, right? Right, Diego?
It's the best. I always tell people, like, you can have a bad day and you come home and the dog doesn't know. He just wants to be happy. He wants to make you happy and smile. I always tell everybody, like, someone can be yelling at you, someone can be mad at you. The dog's not going to be yelling at you or being mad at you. He's going to be giving you all the love. So that's why it's always nice to have a dog at the house.
Yeah, Rob, Papa, it's the amor sin condiciones, right? Like we always say, man, it's nothing but nothing. There's no other feeling like it, for sure.
No, my dad would always say in Spanish, the more I know people, the more I love my dog, right? So, but Diego, we see you sporting a fire hat here, part of your line here, the Diego Fagundez line, right? So, in the photo, right? The photo that was in.
Yes.
Yeah, this one.
So, tell us about the clothing line and the inspiration behind it, and more importantly, where we can pick it up.
Look, when I was, I think 2016, I decided to make my own clothing line, just to how to get people to be in, like, my my group, basically the people who follow me from day one and stuff. And I was always trying to give back. And I did a hat and sweatshirts and shirts a long time ago, and I loved it, seeing people going to the stadium with it and wearing it and supporting it. And little by little, I just kept going. It's something that I like to do. The fashion, just wearing new things. And for this one, it just says blessed, because I think I was blessed to be where I am. Like I said, going from being in this league for 15 years, not winning an MLS Cup, to get traded with an 8-day-old daughter, and coming to LA after losing it 10 years before that, and winning it all, is just something that I'm blessed for. It's something incredible, and I think you go back and look at all the stories and everything that I've been through, it was definitely something that it was meant to be. So I was very glad about it, and that's why I put blessed. I think everybody's blessed in these days, and you have to try to do as much as you can, and that's what I want people to carry on. And then I just put the little signature to, keep it a little bit special, and only made certain ones. So then whoever has it, and whoever didn't get it, you're missing out. But I have it on my website. It's on diegofagundez.com. Something simple, and more things are coming. Something in the winter is definitely coming in soon. It's already in the works. So, but I like that people reached out to me and said they need bigger sizes, and that's something that I need to, of course, start looking more into. I think when I first started, it was more for kids, and then suddenly now it's starting to turn into adults, kids, whatever, all sizes. I think I need to get dogs next.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if
Some
you
onesies, man. I'm
had
in.
some sizes for big boys like me. I was like, I need to sport the Diego Fagundez line as well, but hopefully I can fit something. But yeah, guys, you heard him. Go hit up Diego's website, and that's where he has them. And
I'll put it in for everyone that's listening and in chat. I'll go ahead and put it in the description notes below after the video for sure. So you guys can
I appreciate you guys.
And Diego, I mean, we already spoke, I believe, was it last night or the night before? And in the press conference, we already saw each other. But, the Galaxy had a huge 4-1 win over SKC. And although we spoke with each other, the Galaxy fans didn't really have a chance to kind of bask in that good win with you. Now that you've had a full day to kind of process the win and, pick everything apart, what are your key takeaways from that match? Like, what do you feel like the team did really well to be that successful?
Well, first of all, of course, when you have Joe scoring 3 goals in the half, I think that makes it a lot easier. But I think overall, I think if you look at the whole team, I think we played as a group, and everybody was clicked. I think I said in the press, everybody worked together, everybody defended, everybody attacked, and when we needed to get stuff done, we were all there. Even like when the little fights and everything happened, you see how many people are getting involved, and it's not because we like to fight or something, it's because we protect each other. We know what kind of year we're having, and these little moments you need to stick together and make sure that everyone's still engaged, and that we still have a lot to play for. I said it, there's going to be teams making playoffs that don't get to lift a trophy or get into a final, and here we are 2 days away from being able to lift a trophy and at home with our fans. So I think there's still a lot to play for. And of course, at the end of the day, we don't want to be the wooden spoon. So we still need to get those points, and we're doing it little by little. Now, KC was a huge game for us, and now we have a final, and then we have 3 more games in the league that we need to really take care of.
And, I asked you the other day, and I really enjoyed your answer, because it kind of confirmed what other players have been telling me as well. I asked you if this match or performance was more akin to the Real Galaxy, and you gave me, I don't know if you remember what you answered, but you said something akin to, teams tell us all the time that they can't believe we're in last place. When you hear that, does it make the season a little bit harder because that the quality is there on this team? And also you guys have been dealt bad luck with injuries and stuff like that, and all that conspired to come together for a tough season? Or is it cause for optimism because you do know that quality is there, and so really the only way to go with this group is up?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like you said, I said it in the press conference. It's kind of crazy when teams come up to us and tell us, players tell us that. But for me, I think in the last 10 games, I think our record shows how good of a team we can be. I think we were unlucky to start the season where we didn't get we didn't get any wins for the first 15 games, I think, or 16 games, I think. I think if you put 3 or 4 wins in that, now you're actually fighting for something. And if you start looking back at the whole season and you start looking at some games, the ones that we made mistakes and punish ourselves, those are the key games that kind of messed up the whole season for us. Because then we go into Leagues Cup and we dominate, we do so well, and then after Leagues Cup we're still doing well. Yeah, of course you're going to lose 1 or 2 games. Yeah, that's going to happen always. But if you start looking back, if you win all those games that you shouldn't have lost at the beginning, now you're still fighting for that playoff spot. And these last 4 or 5 games that you're playing at home are huge. That's one thing I told someone, I don't remember who it was, but we're walking in the locker room and I'm like, just think about this. We're in the perfect position where we're playing so many home games at the end of the year that if we were fighting playoffs, this is the best scenario we could be in. But we're not right now, and it's frustrating. I know all the fans feel it, and trust me, we feel it the same thing. No one wanted to have this kind of a year, and everybody's disappointed, and that's why I think everybody's talking about starting strong next year. But like I said, there's still stuff that we need to take care of this year. And at the end of the day, like I said, a final is a huge thing. Not every team gets to play one.
Yeah, and just to back that up too, Rob and Diego, because I'm the stats guy on this show, Diego. So ever since that 16 game winless streak, you guys are 9-6-6 in all comps. So again, obviously fueled by that Leagues Cup run, which you guys did need. You got what you're supposed to, which is the CCC spot for next year. So that was a big one, right, for you guys. But switching gears a little bit, Diego, I know you've been asked a lot about your leadership styles and your leadership in general, especially over the past couple of years. You're now one of the veterans of the team. I like to kind of watch though interactions between players. And one thing I noticed 3 nights ago now, was it was interesting just seeing you like direct traffic, especially like you're on that left side, you're with Harbin Miller, you're with John Nelson. There was like I don't know if you remember this, but there's a point in there where you were barking instructions at both of them, right? And so it's interesting though, because from the outside looking in, some fans are he's holding other people accountable. Some fans, though, may think, he seems a little bossy, maybe a little petulant. Like, over the years, what have you learned about finding the balance between the two? And also, like, what is it, like, what's the key to gaining that respect from young guys like Harbor? Because it was funny, though, Harbor's reaction was like, it was kind of like, but then it's like, okay, I got it. Like, I got you, right?
No, I think, like, for me, I think you hit it right exactly where it goes. At the end of the day, people might see it as me being... I don't know what kind of, I don't want to use any words, bad words, but not a leader, I guess. Let's just say that. But for me, I'm using it because I want to win. I'm passionate about it. And if I can teach someone something that I've learned over years of playing, I'm going to do that. And I told Harbor, I'm not yelling at you. I just want you guys to be better. And between you and John, it's something so simple that if you guys communicate, we're doing less work. And that's how, and the way I say it in the game, of course, it's not going to be this calm. I'm trying to get it really stuck right in their head. Right. And I waited for the right situation when the ball went out of bounds, and I just show my passion right there. Like, at the end of the day, I want to win. I don't care what it takes. I don't care who scores. I don't care who assists. I don't care. I just want to win the game. And I don't know if people sometimes see that from outside, that's how it is. And sometimes people see it as I'm being mean to people, but that's just the person I am. And I was taught to be a leader and say what you have to say. And it doesn't matter if you're a DP or a youngster, you should be allowed to say something. And we should receive information from everybody and just say, okay. At the end of the day, even if you don't agree with someone, you should still say, okay. And then after, you can talk about it. But during the situation, I think Harbor and John both knew exactly what I was trying to say, especially I played that position many times, many years. So all I want is him to be better and succeed in that position. He's already an amazing player. So by me just teaching him something that's going to make it easier for him, I hope he really took that in. And at the end, I think in the second half, he actually did. He started working with us. He was actually communicating. And it was something so simple where I just said, just look back and see if there's 2 guys, then you have to mark. If there is not 2 guys, then you can step up a little more. Your guy was the right back, not the right center mid or right winger. And it was something so simple for me. I just try to do whatever I can to be a leader on the field or off the field. And we have so many leaders in this locker room that I'm just one out of 10, let's just say.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that insight, man. It's great.
Diego, you were just talking about Harbor, and he made his debut last year at 17. You made your debut a little bit younger. Do you see any of yourself in Harbor in that young exuberance? And if you could give that 17-year-old Diego Fagundez a piece of advice that would help the Diego Fagundez now, what would it be?
Be comfortable shooting with your left foot. Nah, something so simple. But it's funny because my first goal when I was 16 was a left-footed shot. So, but I think just being yourself. I think from day one, I've always told myself, just be yourself. Dribble when you can, take on people. But I always tell Harbor, you guys are lucky. You enjoy your speed. Do everything you can, because the older you get, you start losing your speed. And it's funny sometimes when me and Marco are talking to each other, yeah, we're slow, but at the end of the day, we're pretty smart in our heads, and that's all it takes. In soccer, you don't always have to be fast. Sometimes fast players lose their ball on their feet, and then slower players can control more of the ball. But if you have both, then amazing, but that's one thing. Just enjoy your time, be confident, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. We all make mistakes, and at the end of the day, we're learning from them.
Diego, let's talk business now, if we can. Let's look ahead to this final. You've said it the other day with us, and you've said it already today, that you guys are going all in for this because it is a trophy. And as you mentioned, there's plenty of other teams not playing for anything this year. No trophies, no Champions Cup spots, and the Galaxy is looking ahead to the final against Toluca. What are maybe one of the lessons that you would want this team to carry over from the SKC game? Maybe just like the mentality to start well, or what would it be?
I think the mentality is definitely the first thing, and then keep our foot on the accelerator. I think the other day we did so well where we were just really just going after them. And I think, what was it? The first goal was 4 minutes in or something like that off the corner. If we can start games like that, it just changes everything for us. And everybody, I think, was just locked in. Everybody was ready to play this game. Everybody knew that we needed to perform, and everybody did. Even the players that came in, everybody was running, and that just shows that we want to win. I think I said it. I think people think that sometimes we come out here and we don't care, but we do. We go home, and sometimes we don't sleep after games when we lose. I know I come home, and sometimes after a game, I'm staying till 4 a.m. watching replays of our game and seeing what I did wrong, what I did right. What can we do better as a team? What stuff like that. And for some fans, they only see the game live, and that's it. They never see it again. For some, they watch it, they watch the whole game, and they see it that way. So it's one of those things that we learn while we're playing. Of course, we're going to make mistakes. Of course, we're going to lose games. But at the end of the day, we don't want to lose. We want to win as many games as we can, especially in front of our crowd.
We just heard chat from Diego on what regular season matches mean. This man is in the lab at 4 breaking down film. So Diego, what does a final mean to you to be able to win that? I mean, you won MLS Cup last year with the Galaxy.
Feels like yesterday.
I mean, felt like yesterday. I replay it in my head all the time like it was yesterday. So I feel on that one. But you're going for another trophy. I mean, people say that once you taste trophies, you want more. What does this opportunity for another trophy mean to you?
For me, it's huge, especially the kind of year that we're having. I think a trophy will mean a lot to this locker room and to the people. Like I said, I think in the press conference, some people are going to say this is the Mickey Mouse trophy, this and that. But those people that are saying all these things is because they don't have the chance to play in this cup. And at the end of the day, if you can have a trophy in the cabinet, why not? Let's take every single trophy we can. That's what I want. I want to win as many as I can. I've lost Open Cup finals and it didn't taste well. I've lost conference finals. It didn't taste well. So when you have the opportunity coming from winning the MLS Cup to have another trophy in front of you, you have to go all in on it. And I think everybody in this locker room is definitely involved in this, and we're all ready for it. All we can think about is Wednesday, and even though we have a game after on Saturday, no one cares about those games right now. We're only focusing on Wednesday and just leave everything out there. At the end of the day, no one should have any gas walking off that field.
Yeah, and Diego, it's 2 nights before the final. Right. So how do you prepare for big games like this? Like, what's your routine? Like, what are you going through right now? And then I'm assuming there's like either a run through or practice tomorrow. Like, just take us through that a little bit.
No, like I think we just played a game, so everybody needs to make sure that we're recovered and taking care of our bodies. But for me, it all started after the game, just coming home and taking care of the legs, going into recovery mode and making sure I'm doing my norm attacks, my stim machines, everything I can to making sure that I'm able to run 90 minutes on Wednesday. But for everybody, it's the same thing. We go in tomorrow, we watch film, and we have to prepare for the game. We're gonna see what they do well, what they need, what they struggle in, and things that we need to improve on from last game. And like I said, I think we're still giving up some easy goals at the end of the day. So we just need to fix up those little things. And just once we do that, we can beat any team. And I've been saying it all year. I don't think that we're not a good team. I think we're a really good team. I think we have a really good talented team. And but at the same time, if you can win those games 1-0 and not 3 or 4 and stuff, those are the big teams that can make playoffs.
We do have
play a lot of Warzone too. Just get my mind off of the game, because at the end of the day, like this is where I sit, this is where I game, and like people think like I'm involved in soccer 24/7. I'm not. As soon as I'm home, let me forget about soccer. I don't want to see the soccer ball or anything. I just want to focus on something else, play some Warzone, and then when I get to the stadium, that's when my head clicks and it's all right. It's game time. But we know we're hungry for this cup and we're hungry for this final on Wednesday.
Hey, for me and Rob, that's a FC 26 Pro Clubs, right, Papa?
Exactly, and we have seen Diego come out and play in Liga G.
Yes, sir.
If you know, shout out to everyone in Liga G and shout out Diego for playing in Liga G. That was like for weeks. Anybody all talked about in the server there for Liga G. You kind of touched on it, right? That you guys can beat anybody, and that includes the Mexican champion or anybody else. But you guys are underdogs in this one going in. Toluca's rattled off a lot of goals in the last couple of matches, hasn't lost a lot recently. Does that motivate the team even more going into this final?
I don't know if it motivates us. At the end of the day, everybody who's going to come play against us if they want to beat us. But there's one thing that they won't forget, that we were the champions of 2024, and that's something that you can't take away from us. So we know that they were the champions too. So it's champion against champion. At the end of the day, whoever shows up at the game day on Wednesday is going to be the winner. And we just have to make sure that everybody is prepared for that. Everybody needs to step up and everybody needs to do their job. At the end of the day, if whatever team does that is going to win the trophy, and we need to make sure that's us.
We just have 2 more for you, Diego. We want to let you get out of here and enjoy the family and the pups. We do have a super chat for you here, though. William Lamb says, how have you prepared for the CCC, Diego, for the Champions Cup? Thank you, William. We appreciate it. So how are you preparing for the Champions Cup? We know that might be the Galaxy's first game really, really early in February.
I don't think, to be honest, William, I don't think anybody's really focusing on that. I think we have too many games in front of us right now where, like I said, we have a final in 2 days. And if we're focusing on all that, that means we don't really care. So I think for us, we just need to focus on game by game. And number one is this final. And then, of course, finishing out the year strong. We know we're not making the playoffs, but you can still finish strong and make sure that we're not the last team in the standings. So after that, once all the season's over, then we can start talking about it. But we know it's going to be an early start. So we just have to make sure everybody's fit. And as soon as the season starts, everybody needs to go. And we know that we can't have the same kind of year.
Yep. Diego, thank you so much for your time. We do appreciate it. Chat, please go show this man some love. And on Wednesday, y'all better be there cheering your butts off for him and for the team. Diego, the last one from us here. Any final words para la hinchada, before this final on Wednesday?
No, like I said, I think the one thing that gets us going, I think, is you guys. We hope everybody goes and enjoys it. Like I said, if you think this is a Mickey Mouse trophy, I don't think it is. I think it's another final that we can add a trophy to the cabinet. And I think if you don't see it that way, then I don't know what you're really doing. We're only going to win 1 cup a year. No, if you can win 3 or 4 cups a year, I think that's the main thing. But I hope everybody goes out there. Let's make this whole stadium white and make sure that we take care of business. And at the end of the day, let's celebrate together and enjoy it. And after that, we try to finish strong together.
Hey, Diego, thank you
Here, here.
so much. We do appreciate it. We did have one last super chat come in about Dejan scoring. Did you expect him to score?
Look, at Dejan is a scoring machine, and of course, I don't want him to score against us. I even told Novak, "Hey, make sure Dejan doesn't score because he's gonna be talking about it to you all the time." And he did. But what can you say? The guy is an amazing man, a person, player, old teammate. So it was nice to see him, of course. But I'm glad at the end of the day we still were able to win those games. But when you usually play against your ex team, usually you're hungry for a goal, and I think he was able to get it, but he still showed love to everybody, so that was nice.
Yeah,
Diego, thank you so much. Please, whenever you want to come and talk about, the line dropping or like the merch dropping and stuff like that, feel free to reach out. You gotta. Tienes casa aquí. Aquí en La Cuna Galaxiana, le queremos mucho a vos y también a su familia, and we appreciate you taking the time to be
Diego.
here with us.
No, gracias a ustedes. But no, I appreciate it. Like I said, I hope to see everybody on Wednesday, and let's take care of business together, and after we can come back on the show and say what we did.
Hey,
Yeah.
From your lips to the Lord's ears, sir.
For sure, man. Yeah, buena suerte. Good luck to the team, and man, we'll see you on Wednesday.
Dale, gracias. I appreciate it, guys.
A ti, Diego. Gracias.
Gracias.
Take care.
And Cuneros, you know what the fresh thing is we're not dropping this intensity, baby. Let's keep the good times rolling. We're gonna keep the good times rolling. But before we bring on our next guest, aka the Unicorn. Thanks to Diego and Galaxy Comms as well. You know, we already said, so I mean, Diego could have been doing anything, hanging out with his family, gaming, literally anything, and he chose to, give us some of his time. So we do appreciate
dude, his PS5 is like on pause right now, Papa. He's in the middle of that war zone. I mean, it. He's like, I gotta jump on with these guys. But no, that was super fun. I mean, hey, really quick before we bring on the Unicorn, anything you want to reflect on? Or let's reflect on it. Let's reflect on it with Eli.
No. I mean, as first off, an LA Galaxy super fan and a guy who's been around the team for so long, we got to talk about it with Eli. So please welcome back to the show one of our favorite people on earth. He was instrumental in helping MLS grow as a streamer and content creator, and he's now helping advance the beautiful game by being a reliable source of soccer news and entertainment. Please welcome back my Unicorn, Eli Lesser. Eli, what's up, Papa?
Can you guys hear me?
I
yes,
can.
Sir. Yes,
yeah,
sir.
We can.
Great. I'm very glad everything worked. But no, it's been so long since I've said yes to anyone to talk about the Galaxy, because I've been very depressed about the team and how everything's been going on. But I couldn't say no to Rob's cute ass any longer. So
it's pretty nice.
So yeah, and I've also cried enough to watching 2014 Robbie Keane highlights enough. So it's time I get off the couch and back to the mic. So thank you guys so much for having me. And
thank you, man. Thank you for being gracious with your time.
Before we go any further, I want to make sure that all the Cuneros in chat give you some love, because the other day I don't know if it was the other day, but now you've been doing this for 10 years, man. You've been talking about soccer, talking about the league, helping this sport here stateside grow for the past 10 years, man. If you can sum it up in one word or one sentence, or like maybe just like one big thing that you learned, what would it be?
In one word, I'd say growth. I mean, when I started the league, when I started covering, there were 19 clubs. Now there's 30. It feels like there's a new club every single year. New ones wanting to try to dethrone us, which will never happen, especially with this year and the one that came in 2018. I don't remember their name. But it's been crazy to see just not just different clubs come in, but different people come in and out. Throughout my time as a creator, I've seen so many fan pages come and go just in the Instagram space alone, and so many voices come and go. And it's been great, to be one of the few that have stuck with it through the 10 years. I know you guys have been doing this for a while, and, the people who have, made it through this deserve reparations 100%. I think I deserve some sort of compensation. But other than that, it's just been great to see. And, I'd like to say I'd like to think that when everything is all said and done in my career, however long I do this, and in all of ours, that like I made at least the tiniest mark. So we'll see. I think it's yet to be determined, but it's a blessing, to be able to do this full time. I could say, officially, I could say I do this full time.
Hey, that's
Nice.
awesome, man.
Blessings.
That is one of the most beautiful things ever to hear, man. Congratulations. And you know what? You said, that you hope that you've made some kind of like, touch somebody or like some kind of you have made. And
yeah, bro. Can we show exhibit A, B, and C?
Well, I mean, you're a man of the people because just a couple of days ago or last week, you were touching lives left and right, causing lines on La Brea and giving away just drip, baby. Tell us how this went down. Tell us about Eli's Closet, aka the big jersey giveaway. How many did you give away actually, and then how did it come up? Like, what was the idea behind it?
Listen, I'm no Mr. Sorry, man, I butchered that already. I am no Mr. Beast clickbaiter. I legitimately gave away exactly 100 jerseys that I had in my collection.
Hey.
I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just saying that, but that it actually happened. There were a mix of a ton of MLS jerseys, a ton of USL Europe jerseys, and then a few match-worn jerseys, which I thought was fun to give away. But the whole thing about this is obviously I just moved into my first apartment, which is a huge blessing. And first of all, I have half the closet space I used to have at my parents' house, which that's just natural. And I couldn't take all the jerseys with me. And in my eyes, I thought, everyone that has followed me and has, liked my videos, commented at some point in life, they're the reason why I'm able to afford an apartment in the first place. So the least I could do is, give all these jerseys back to the people. I could have just sold them online or, auction them off, but I just felt like this was the right thing to do. So it was awesome. And I was not expecting anyone to show up, at least in the way that they did. So the fact that we had 50 people at the start just waiting outside before I even got there, I was blown away by the support. So thank you to all of you guys for the support over the last 10 years, but also the ones who came to this event, because this is my first ever event. I also really wanted to prove myself to Saturday's football, and I think we did. So, hopefully that will be the first of many at Saturday's football, which is just down the street from me. So it's really fun to be there. And also, I grew up as like a La Brea Fairfax streetwear kid. I know that might sound cringe now, but to be the reason why there was
that's home though.
Yeah, to be the reason why there was a line on La Brea that I've grown up waiting in or walking by every single day is pretty awesome. And shout out Metalhead 96, he was at the event. I know he picked up a great jersey. Also, on a side note, that's the wholesome reason. But unfortunately, as I've become more of a known Galaxy fan, it's been clear that I can't wear any other club's jerseys. So I gave away, for anyone who's doubting me, I gave away every single other MLS club jersey I owned that is not LA Galaxy. And
walking the walk.
Yeah, and I also did give away some Galaxy jerseys just because I knew there'd be a lot of G's out there that would want G's stuff. So I don't own any other MLS jerseys outside of Galaxy anymore. So for those wondering who thinks I have a secret LAFC jersey in my stash or something, that's gone. Everything's gone. Yes.
I like how you did that. Like anyone who thinks, well, it's gone now. So you can put that.
Well, I mean, everyone knows. I used to have every single MLS jersey before El Tráfico became too intense. I was I had every single jersey just to have every single jersey. Certain ones never saw the light of day, but I still had them. But they're gone, and that's all that matters. They are gone.
You mentioned moving into your own spot. And the success of this event here, giving away the jerseys, right? So the very next night, you from Eli's Closet, you had another event, which was kind of like a housewarming. And chat, if you think this guy was a man of the people for giving away footy drip, the next night, this cat had a housewarming in which basically he had liquid refreshment covered for the masses, and so this was his housewarming party. By the way, shout out Max, by the way, because if you know Eli, his homie is with him like pretty much all the time. So shout out to him. So what was it like to bring people into like your space, your home, and was it kind of planned to come so close afterwards, or just kind of like happened that way?
No, so it was actually not at my place. I know it's a housewarming party, but it wasn't. It was actually at Saturdays.
Okay.
But my whole thing is I have this deal with Voodoo Ranger. They're an amazing IPA company. We love them. And I had certain requirements that I had to get through with them for this year. So they were part of the giveaway event. But I was also like, hey, if you're going to supply alcohol for a giveaway event, can I just like low-key throw a party? And they were like all about it. They were like, as long as we get invited. They were invited. Actually, none of them showed up. Whatever. That's okay. But they supplied the beers and all the drinks. So that was very nice. And a clip has gone around, but I did sink the final cup in beer pong because like I'm him. I'm always him. I always
saw that. Rob, we need to get, man, we need to figure that out. We need to get maybe a little drink sponsorship for season 4, 5, and 6. We need to get on there, Papa.
That'd be great. But now that I know that Eli has beer pong skills, we're gonna have to get a match, man. I wasn't so bad back in the day, you know. Before I blew out the knee, I was gonna get called up to the national team, you know.
Oh,
yeah. So big things. But you followed up, you know, the housewarming and the Eli's Closet giveaway, you know, just by hobnobbing with Riqui Puig and just, you know, casually chilling at FIFA events and stuff like that. So what was that like, man? What was this FIFA event all about? And is Riqui really that beautiful up close and personal?
Yes. First of all, I don't lean that way, but if I did, it would, I mean, Riqui. First of all, like I had no idea he was going to be there. I didn't know who was going to be there, but basically FIFA Hospitality put on some event to preview the hospitality. Sorry that I didn't actually post any of the hospitality because Riqui Puig was there. That's all I cared about. But there was basically a like match going on from the Tiki Taka League, which is like a very high intensity adult league, which I actually played in one match, and I sprained my ankle 5 minutes in as a goalkeeper. I sprained it was way too intense for me, but that's okay. But so there was a match going on. There was Max Brados and Heath Pierce on the live call. And then there were a few celebrities, some dude from this other team named Timothy Tillman. I don't really know much about him or that club, but also some guy named Rob Lowe, who I guess is a big deal. I've seen him in some things, but nothing can compare to when Max and I pulled up into the parking lot and we're like, damn, I wonder if like anyone's going to be here. And we see Riqui Puig with his family walking down, and also with like the Galaxy PR people and whatever. But basically what you're seeing in this photo here is Riqui. I waited patiently in the media line, although I didn't have media for this, to get a chance to talk to Riqui. At the end of his media, he came up to me, he said, what's up? And he said, you know, very nice things to me, which was great. Unfortunately, I had this amazing video idea. I wanted to recreate his baseball goal celebration and have it captioned like when you and bro are on the same wavelength. He said yes to it. But unfortunately, the Galaxy PR told me he was running out of time, so I understand, and he had to leave. So it's all good because I got a video of me dapping him up, and these are screenshots from it. But that second photo to the right, man, I mean, if there's anyone that I want to look at me that way, it's Riqui Puig, but I would love for a woman. I would love for a woman out there to look at me that way as well, because I'm chronically single. But it was very, very nice to meet Riqui, and he seemed to kind of have known who I was, but I didn't like push it onto him. I just wanted to more, I guess, be a fan in that moment and just be like, hey, dude, like we miss you out there. You're the best. Like.
Hey, Baba, we haven't even got to the after dark part of the agenda yet, but hey, I guess we're there. I honestly like, yo, that's Riqui looking at you with affection, man. Like, I mean, there's some admiration there, you know. I think, you know, he's maybe thinking, you know, I saw his 5 minutes in the league. Maybe we need to sign him up.
Hey, I'd like to think I'm a keeper, and maybe I could be Ricky's keeper.
Ooh, yeah, I like it. Making love connections on the pod. Yeah.
And by the way, Ananda, I assume that anytime I come on the show, it's after dark hours.
Fair. That's a fair point.
I
stand
assume my
corrected.
presence it requires after dark.
I stand corrected. Yep, you're right. Absolutely right.
So was this like just like a party so FIFA can be like, hey, we have stars out here, or was it like kind of like a point to it? Was it like a kickoff to anything, or?
Yeah, it was kind of like a promotion for what hospitality will be like at the World Cup.
Nice.
There was a lot of food. There was a lot of like little drinks and beverages or whatever. But like I said, I mean, I waited in line to talk to Riqui for like 45 minutes. So I didn't enjoy any of the actual stuff the event was for.
Priorities.
My mission, the second I saw Riqui, was I'm going to meet Riqui today. And, good things come to those who wait. So I waited in the sun, but that's okay. Because it was Riqui and it was great.
Yeah, you went in with the goal, you scored the goal, and you got that picture where he's just looking at you for forever, man. It's like, get yourself someone that looks at you like Riqui looks at Eli.
That's what I need. I mean, that's what I obviously have that already with Riqui, but like I need that from
we're gonna go ahead and introduce you to one of the primas over here on the side, Eli. No worries. Since you were at this event, we obviously know that since they're trying to hawk hospitality and stuff like that, that things are getting real. This tournament is just around the corner now, 10 months away, I believe. What are your feelings on the tournament? Do you think that we're ready? Do you think the U.S. men's national team is ready? Too many teams, not enough teams. You have the pulpit, sir.
I definitely want to see what it's like with the 48 clubs. I think the idea of going to 64 is ridiculous, and that shouldn't be a thing because World Cup qualifying is supposed to be like a hard task. But right. I do think. So I don't think the USMNT is ready at all, but I do think the US is actually in better shape to host this World Cup than everyone's saying. I know there's a lot of talk about, field quality, hospitality, transportation, and everything. I mean, America has done this before. And also I think in terms of ticket sales, for me, it's, I think people are underestimating the amount of casual, just civilians, not even sport fans, that will want to get tickets to the World Cup. I think there will be no problem in selling out matches at all, no matter what the match is. People want to see it. I think the Club World Cup was a bad indicator for what it's going to be like at the World Cup, because no one really knows about the Club World Cup. No one outside of the soccer fandom cares about the Club World Cup. And I think a lot of the soccer fandom didn't care about the Club World Cup at all. So I thought I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. I think we were robbed of a spot there. But it would have been disastrous anyways. But, I'm very excited for what the World Cup's going to be. And although I'm not excited about the U.S. men's national team, I am excited that 2 of their matches are going to be in LA. So I think that's like a selfish thing, but definitely like a dream come true for me to be able to, have that here and to go see them here over anyone. Because at the end of the day, like I'll watch anyone. I'd go to any World Cup match, but the fact that like I could actually go see the U.S. Would be great. The only other time I've seen them was when we got knocked out of the Copa America last year. So I'm hoping it'll be better. I think FIFA's going to give us a pretty easy group. I'm just going to assume that we're going to get lucky with the draw. And I see us advancing. That's as far as I think we'll go as of now. But I just hope that all this noise that we're giving the players on social media, and I hate to say that I'm contributing to it, but I guess I am in a sense. I'm hoping that they don't take it, they take it personally in the right way, because I think what we've seen from this generation of USMNT players is they take it personally, but they take it in the wrong way, and they kind of complain about it back. Yeah, they complain about it back instead of trying to prove us wrong. I think that's maybe a generational thing. But I think that's been the biggest problem with this U.S. men's national team is mentality, because, it's always been a thing for the U.S. We go into these matches, we should win and think we should win. And that's the first step to losing in my mind. You can't take any opponent or any situation for granted, and you also can't take your spots for granted. And I think that's also a problem with this national team that I think Poch is actually doing pretty well with right now is he's filtering in a lot of guys rather than just sticking with one group and just saying like, these are the guys that you guys have your spots. I think the players overall need to work harder. Even Pulisic, who's destroying Serie A right now. He's the best player in Serie A right now, but he doesn't quite have as many signature moments for the national team yet. So it's just, how can we get the guys that are succeeding in Europe to come together as a group and to have that same fight? Because I think those American players, sorry to go on a tangent, but I think players like Pulisic, they have a chip on their shoulder when they're in Serie A. They're the American, they don't know how to play soccer. They can't play. So he's going in and he is fighting. You could see the fight, his assist in the last match against Napoli, where he ran the whole field. That's something that we've never seen from him for the U.S. men's national team. But I think he just has a certain level, certain chip on his shoulder there that he should be having with the national team. But I do feel like not just with him, because I don't want to just roast him or anything, because I love Christian Pulisic, but I think everyone as a whole on the national team needs to feel the same way that they are fighting for their spots in Europe, fighting for the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah. Go ahead, Rob.
Well, yeah. To your point, Eli. I mean, over there, like you said, he is the American. He's just the American, and when he comes into the U.S. men's national team camp, he's like the cock of the walk, right? He's like the guy, right? So the conditions are very different, and you're going to act differently if you're treated differently as well.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna say and there's so many talented players, man. Like I watched that performance, Crystal Palace against Liverpool, and Chris Richards was a beast and he's been a beast for Crystal Palace, and they're a well-coached team. So it's like, how do we carry that over to this national team? There's no silver bullet. It's going to be a lot of work, and we only have 10 months to do it. Like you said, Rob, 10 months away.
Yeah, it's super close. Well, we know you already said it's special that we're going to get to see the U.S. men's national team in Los Angeles. I mean, I never thought as a little Latino kid growing up in LA that I would get to cover the U.S. men's national team in a World Cup in my home city. That's going to be effing special. But obviously everybody knows that I really want to see Ecuador as well. So who's your second team? Do you have like another team that you really want to see?
Not one that I want to share publicly, but I would say, I'm going to be US all the way, 100% this tournament. I think that's just the way it is, being on our home turf and everything. I don't necessarily have the other connection to another nation. For me, it's also just anyone who plays England. I'm rooting for. I'm a huge anyone who plays England guy. It's so funny. Like in general, I'm not like this big patriotic American guy or whatever, but like when it comes to England, I am like the patriot of America.
No, I get you, man. Like me either. But I'm damn Paul Revere when they play England.
Oh my God, dude. Like I don't feel like the real, like I love playing against Mexico and beating them, but I have nothing against like anything like Mexican culture, Mexican people, Mexican food for sure. I do not have anything against. But when it comes to England, it's like just something about them. Like they are my real genuine rivals, just like on and off the pitch. I just don't, that's just my thing. So I'm very much against England and anyone. So I'm a big fan of whoever's in their group. I will be rooting for them no matter what.
Wouldn't it be a tasty matchup if it was?
Let's get another matchup.
Run it back.
Let's run it back just like a that was an awesome watch.
But this time in a knockout match.
Yeah,
this time in a knockout match, because I do want to knock them out, and I'm not talking about on the field. But no, sorry, no death threat, no violence, whatever. But no, I would love to enjoy a nice slappage of England, and we'll, instead of it coming home, we'll send them home.
There we go.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, we got to go ahead and come up with our own version of we're sending them home. And speaking of sending them home, you all know how I like my segues. It's time to get into how just dirty the Galaxy did SKC to send them home. But before we do, Eli, it seems like a good opportunity to have you tell the folk where they can find you. I mean, I know that basically everyone knows who you are already, but for anybody that's new in chat or new in chat to us here and you don't know Eli, I don't know how, but go ahead and hook them up so that they can follow.
Yeah, you could follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Eli Lesser TV or Eli Lesser, whatever you find. Also, if you want to see the food I eat and cook, you could follow Eli_Lesser, my personal account. But other than that, I just follow the LA Galaxy, even though they don't follow me back, and follow at MLS and whatever you else want to follow. But I appreciate you guys for having me on tonight.
In the wake, and first off, thank you so much, because you're right. I mean, we had been a long time. You said it had been a long time for you to be on a pod, but it had been a long time since you had been here with us. And so I was like, oh man, I really miss Eli. And then, every once in a while I would send you text messages like wings, heart.
You do know the way to his heart. It's the wing, it's the food. Yeah.
Well, I started talking about wings and I lost my train of thought, man. Just like, oh man, I like wings way too much. But anyway, so since I lost my train of thought, it must not have been that important.
Exactly.
But we're gonna go ahead and get into this match here. Eli, we were at the stadium here. I don't know. You've been out and about and doing your thing. So I'm not sure. Were you at this one?
I was not. I was MIA for sure. I kind of have a thing where I'm only choosing certain matches for certain reasons that I'm attending for the rest of the year. I guess that could only be one more. But I was not there. I was watching from the comfort of my home. I just saved 14 shots in a soccer match. You weren't getting me to drive to the digs. But I enjoyed.
Did you win?
I did not, but it was a close one. We were short on subs. That was the problem. We played the best team in the league with no subs, and it was 4-2, so it was close, but we didn't talk about that. But in terms of the match, I watched it from home, so I actually got to see it on TV. If you guys want to hear me sing the entirety of Blessings by Paintsil, it was on my Instagram story that night, as each goal he scored was a whole verse from me. And I didn't mean it to be in any offensive way. It's more of a super fandom way for the God that is Just K.
Yeah. When are we booking you the studio time so we can get the cover?
I know you're musicians, guys, so I'm ready. I am a front man, so we're ready for it.
I already figured it out the other day, man. We can bust the acoustic version for you, man. We got you. We on it.
But I was blown away by our team in this match. To me, this was I know it's crazy to say, but this is one of the most important matches of our season in a weird way, because it got us that much closer to not getting the wooden spoon. I know we're still currently leading that race, but this was huge for us in ensuring that we don't get it. And now I think we have a game in hand against a couple of teams that are ahead of us. So we have a chance, if we win these last 2-3 matches, we could get out of the gutter. And I think that, this match was great for that. And that's all I have to say, really.
Yeah. We heard as much from Diego as well. And the players are thinking the exact same way.
No, you're absolutely right, man. And one of the bright spots about this game that actually Ananda had a chance to ask Dan Calichman about was one of the young guys, Mo Cuevas, who started the Galaxy off well. I mean, we could talk all day about Paintsil, obviously got the hat trick, but Mo Cuevas is a young cat trying to earn his place in this team, and he goes out there and he gets 2 assists, and he probably should have had more assists as well. Ananda asked a question to Dan Calichman about, what's that next level for him. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at that clip really quick, but then we're going to get your reaction to Dan's comments.
Interim head coach for one game,
yes.
Dan Calichman.
Undefeated.
There we go. Let's go.
Not rusty. He was sharp as can be, and he has been, and he's having a wonderful year. He had a wonderful game. He attacks so beautifully, and he's got great timing. He can cross a ball as good as anyone in this league. But yeah, I think you raise a good point as far as, better decisions in that final third, finding the guy maybe a little better, what he can improve upon. We all can improve on our group to be better one-on-one defenders, to be better team defenders. There's occasions where sometimes our outside guys, Mauricio included, can get backdoored with a run. But all in all, Moro's coming along beautifully, and he's blossoming, and he's tenacious, right? He's a competitive kid, and he just wants to be out there, and he wants to compete. And again, he was able to find room, right, with Gabe coming inside and Mauricio coming around. That's a difficult combination, especially if you're playing in, let's say, a 4-4-2, and that guy's more of a winger, right? He doesn't really want to defend. He wants to kind of attack, right? It's very difficult for the opposition then, and Mauricio really hurt them tonight.
Well, he's not wrong, but what do you think about his comments overall? And then what does it say about Mauricio Cuevas and his battle to become, maybe the Galaxy's right back next year? Starting full time.
I don't think it started from this match. For me, it was the Leagues Cup where he really broke out for me. I mean, he made my best 11 for the tournament. I loved what I saw out of him in the matches that I went to and the matches I watched. And for me, I think right back's not a problem next year. I think we have our starter. I hate to say it because I like them as humans, but I've been on the Yamane and Yoshida out train. If we could get 2 new Japanese guys to keep that thing going, that would be amazing. But for me, Cuevas has really earned the starting right back spot. This might be a lazy comparison, but very reminiscent of Julian Araujo. And I think that he could be our next, big homegrown young guy that we bring into the starting 11, which we don't get enough of anymore at the Galaxy. We don't really bring in a lot of guys that end up being these impact starters for us from the youth or academy and second team and all of that. So I really see that with Cuevas, and his ability to deliver a final ball has been excellent. And I think it just brings a whole nother level to our attack next year. And his defense has been pretty good too, but I'm more obsessed with his delivery.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show you an image here, and hopefully it produces the same emotions in you that it did in me. Ananda, roll the clip.
Oh,
how does that one make you feel right there?
First of all, that's my birthday twin. Dejan and I are B-Day twin.
There we go.
So that's a little extra there, but the thing is, it's like what there wasn't anything we could have done to keep Dejan.
Right.
So it's
Correct.
like, and I think Dejan knows that, and Dejan knows that he deserved better from a better contract that we couldn't give him. It's not that we didn't want him to be here. It's just unfortunate because I think everyone in that picture knows that this isn't how it was supposed to be this year.
Right.
It wasn't supposed to end this way between us and him. But one can't be mad at him for scoring against us. He's doing his job. He's having an amazing season. But what I loved was his celebration. And I'm sure you guys talked about this already, but him giving the hearts to Lars. I mean, and
we haven't.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about it.
No.
Well, he was, I wasn't a Lars guy, but I know he's he was a frequent Lars player of the match or man of the match. And he was always over there celebrating in the corner there. Who could forget that? So it's like Dejan to me is, he solidified himself as a Galaxy legend, especially with, his MLS Cup performance. He scored the goal in the conference final too, right? That was him. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So, I mean, you could give so much of our last run's credit to him. So, I love Dejan. It definitely makes me sappy, I would say, to see that photo, because sad that it couldn't, it wasn't gonna work out this year. But also just happy that there is no bad blood between
Right.
them, seemingly.
Yeah, and it seems like he's still flourishing in SKC. I mean, 18 goals now for him, and of course he scores against the Galaxy. If you weren't there, if you didn't see the game, obviously we called it on the last pod. Dejan would score against the Galaxy. It did happen. He didn't celebrate. He went and showed some love to Lars, which Eli was just talking about. You love to see him respect the fans and the badge. But like I said, if you didn't watch the game somehow, some way, you didn't hear about it, or Joseph Paintsil's man of the match and team player of the match day performance, then you missed the Joseph Paintsil first half hat trick. They decimated Sporting Kansas City 4-1. He becomes Paintsil, that is, becomes the first player to get a first half hat trick since Robbie Keane in 2013. Besides Robbie Keane, Alejandro Moreno also did that way back in 2004. So Paintsil becomes now the third player to get a first half hat trick for the Galaxy, and he was sharp from the outset. Maybe lost a little bit of that sharpness as he went on, but the Galaxy started well by scoring first. And like I said in a tweet, good things happen when the Galaxy score first. They scored in the 4th minute, and then really my favorite goal out of the bunch was the second one, where we got to see Harbor Miller get to the touchline, and after a couple of SKC bobbles, it gets to JP and he pokes it home for the 2-0. Of course, Dejan got one back in the 28th, but the Galaxy finds a way to put a dagger in the game with Cuevas finding Paintsil again to complete the hat trick in the 33rd minute. And of course, our guest of the top of the show, Diego Fagundez, scored the 4th one that gets him ever closer to the 80-80 club. I believe it's 78-78 now. So I really hope that we're all in attendance when he gets to 80-80 and we all get to cry together. And, it's a beautiful occasion. Like I said, Joseph got the player of the match day for his performance. And now Dan Calichman is undefeated. Yay. Eli, what's one thing you really enjoyed seeing the Galaxy do in this one? I mean, we talked about it at the beginning of the year. I mean, the beginning of the show. There's no reason for these cats to go out there and even play. I mean, they're not playing for anything, but they went out there and they were professional, and that's what I loved seeing. What did you love seeing out of this team in this one?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, some guys are still fighting for contracts. Some people are maybe fighting for their next move elsewhere. Who knows if Joseph Paintsil will be back next year? I know the plan is to maybe keep the triple Ps, but also I know there was interest in him abroad. But also any match is an opportunity for something. And I think for this match, obviously, it was to get ourselves out of the wooden spoon spot, but also for a guy like Paintsil to find his groove back. And I think that was the most impressive thing. And the thing I'm most happy about is we saw Joseph Paintsil, because this season he's really struggled with his shooting. A lot of, terrible misses, a lot of, if there were no Sports Center not top 10 plays, we would have seen from Paintsil this year. So it's nice to see, even just the simplest of shots go in for him. That's all we need out of him. And, heading into next year, hopefully if he's there, we'll be excited, and he'll be excited to, be back with Riqui and other service and hopefully new additions. And he'll just improve and look more like 2024 Paintsil and maybe even be better than that.
Yeah, he's been carrying the Galaxy during the stretch. I mean, first it was Marco Royce carrying the Galaxy, and since Royce went down, it's been Paintsil. So if I would like him to say, I mean, you post the query, will he? I mean, I would like for him to say, I mean, I want to see that last run of the triple Ps go out there and lift another trophy in 2026. Can you imagine a Champions Cup win for the triple Ps in 2026 with Riqui back and pulling the strings, and then he looks up at the stands and he looks at you just like he looked at you in that photo and said, "This is for you, Eli."
Bro, are you tapping into my dreams right now? Wait, like how did you know? That's what I thought. That's what I think about all day, man.
Yeah, man. I just knew, because I mean I kind of dream about the same thing. But Anando, what did you see? What did you see in this one, stats wise, that kind of led to the victory?
Yeah, it was interesting. I'll pull up the box score here and I'll run it with you guys. So for everyone listening on audio, obviously Galaxy 4-1. Look at that XG number, guys. 5.71 to 1.35. I'm gonna get back to that one because that one's really interesting. Shots pretty even, actually exactly even. 19 shots apiece. Galaxy had a little bit more of the possession. We had more of the passing. Again, Galaxy were pretty much the dominant team, although, Rob, remember in the post-match, Dan and Greg, because Greg did actually join us for the post-match presser, he did say that the game was a little too wide open, especially in that first half. You remember SKC did hit the crossbar at 2-1, could have easily tied it up at 2-2. So things were just a little too wide open in that first half for them, but then as soon as that third goal came in, I think that probably killed it. You know how I do this one key stat thing, Baba? Here's the interesting part, right? You see those XG numbers. I'm going to pull that back up again. 5.7 to 1.35 off of 19 shots. But this is the thing. I've been talking about like the cleanliness of the looks for the Galaxy, and what the Galaxy did really well in this game, and maybe it was part and parcel to how SKC played. Dan talked about post-match of them pushing their fullbacks up. it gave JP space. And when JP has space in and behind to run
He's
in,
gonna hurt you.
He's going to hurt you. And not only that, Harbor, right? We saw a couple of really good turns from Harbor losing his defender on that left-hand side. But Rob, against FC Cincinnati, we also had 19 shots, but the Galaxy only registered 1.43 XG. So you can see just the cleanliness of looks, the big chances that we had. You can have the same number of shots, but it's how effective are you? And I even pulled up this, Rob. This is the shot chart from the LA Galaxy SKC match. And look at all those shots inside the box. That's where the Galaxy need to be. That's where we saw them in 2024. So then the question is, we'll talk about this in the preview with Toluca. How do we get in those dangerous positions again and get those clean looks off? That's going to be something for Greg and the coaching staff to figure out. But this is when the Galaxy are at their most effective, when they're inside threatening that penalty area touch and getting, like you said, like you always say on the show, execute. That's the key, right? You got to execute and put the ball in the back of the net.
You do. And Eli, you saw the stat, 5.7 XG off of 19 shots, 4 goals, Joseph Paintsil running rampant, Peck looking dangerous, even though he didn't get much besides the assist. Were the killer peas back for you in this game? I mean, did it feel kind of like 2024 for a minute?
I think to an extent, I loved seeing, all the balls in the middle of the box, not just in the final third, but in the center of it. I think I want to keep tuning this guy's horn, but I think a lot of that was Mauricio Cuevas and his delivery there. But also, it's refreshing because this was not the Galaxy team that we had at the beginning of the year. And yes, same roster, but different energy, different intensity, different vibe. And that's the most exciting thing for me here. I won't necessarily say we're 2024 yet, because I think with a 5.71 XG last year, we would have scored 7-8 goals. But it's great to see numbers that high, because I feel like we have not many times a season.
Yeah, just to back that up, Rob, 4 goals, most goals in any match this year in the regular season. That XG number was the highest XG we've tallied in the 2025 regular season. So at least for one match, again, but you bring up a really good point, Rob, and this is probably some things that, some folks in chat and listening are thinking about, which is this more a reflection on the Galaxy or more a reflection on where SKC is with their defensive, frailties, etc.? I think you asked that question to Diego as well. We're hoping that going to the final, it's the former, but we'll have to see, right? Proof's in the pudding.
Eli, we asked Diego what he wanted the team to take away from that SKC win. He answered with mentality and not taking their foot off the gas. What would you answer to that question?
No, I would say, I'm trying to think of like a good quote to say, or like whatever one-liner. I'd say like, why not us? I think that's like a big thing for the Galaxy this latter half. I think that's something we took in the Leagues Cup, and that's why we made it far. But for me, it's just seeing shots go in is so important, and that type of energy is contagious, and it's something that you can take with you no matter who your opponent is. I don't want to talk about my own personal matches, but my team this year much improved from last year, and a lot of it was just starting to see the shots go in that we were taking last year, not
getting confidence.
Yeah, and now we're beating teams that slapped us last year. So it's great to see that. But I think that's a type of, mentality we should take, because Toluca, scary ass team. I mean, they are a scary team. I predicted them to win Leagues Cup, even though they didn't. But they're a team that I've been watching when I have watched a bit of Liga MX, and everything about them terrifies me. And I think they're the best team in CONCACAF right now. So we've got our work cut out for us. But I think, it being at home, hopefully the fans show up. I'm TBD if I'll be there, but it'll be great to see, this type of match and this type of opponent for us, and see if, this hasn't been a fluke. Because I think the Galaxy have actually played pretty well the last couple of months, slowly and surely. Yep. Maybe we're not getting the points, but we're getting more draws and everything. But I think if we've had this second half Galaxy team the whole year, we would be in a very different spot right now. So it's just keep believing that, this is a different team than at the start of the year, and hopefully something can get in.
Agreed.
Do you have a defending the badge winner for this match? You've spoken about Mo Cuevas. You gave him some love. Obviously, you gave Joseph Paintsil some love, but enough love for one of them to be your defending the badge winner, perhaps.
I mean, is it too obvious though, Bubba? Is it too obvious? Do we need to ask this question? I don't
You
know.
know what?
Maybe I'm reading into it.
I'm gonna switch it up then.
Okay, switch it up.
I'm gonna give it to Diego Fagundez, and not just because he was on the same podcast as me tonight, but I think Diego is a player that gets an unreasonable amount of hate from the Galaxy fandom. Maybe people think his contract's too much, or we chose him over Delgado. But I think there have been moments this season where he has showed face, at least when not a lot of players have, and he has scored some wonder goals this year. And I think him getting that fourth goal meant a lot to him and a lot to the team this year, because I'm not in the Galaxy locker room, but I could imagine that he's a big locker room guy and he's someone that's maybe well liked within the club. So I think for him to have a moment like that, not just Paintsil who struggled this year, but for Fagundez to have that special moment, I think he is the true definition of someone who was defending the badge.
That's a great shout, actually.
Yeah, and you know what, Ananda, I didn't, even bring up while he was on the show. Like we asked him in the presser the other day, but he's playing out of position, right? I mean, he's playing in a position that he's never played before, and in service to the team, and he's still getting goals, he's still getting assists. So yeah, I'm about it. I'm about it, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, as the cool kids say, Rob, he's got that dog in him, right? And fans respond to that. But he does it in a way that's like, he kind of teeters a line too a little bit with like, okay, like how can he sort of control that emotional response? But he's a veteran, man. He knows how to get about the pitch. He knows like what needs to be done to make winning plays. And I think we're starting to see that. Remember, like I asked him about that moment, right, with Harbor Mill and John Nelson. I remember I was like, hey, watch this interaction right here. This is interesting of how like Diego's starting to mentor and bring up these young players. And in that particular instance, he did it with a little bit of force and like being sort of like the army drill captain or the major right at that point. But sometimes there's different ways for you to connect with the guys. And I think Diego's really embraced that leadership role this year. And he's been doing well, man, for sure. That's a great shout, Eli.
Well, yeah, Greg spoke about it, that he is well liked in the locker room. He is a leader in the locker room, and he's kind of like a bridge because he is a veteran, but you see him with someone like Edwin Cerrillo, and they get along famously, and they have a really, really good rapport. So he's a bridge between the veterans and the younger guys, and yeah, I mean, so that's a wonderful show. I don't know what it was going to be beforehand, but you know what, I'm switching mine to Diego, and again, not just because he was on the same podcast as me. Yes, that is actually.
But JP, man, it was nice to see like him put 3 goals. He should have had 5. Honestly, he should have had 5. But you know what? I think that for me, like that your question that you asked Eli about like the one thing that he wants to say, like for me, it's just Joseph seeing the ball go in the back of the net. I think that's going to be so huge for the next game. If he gets space in and behind, Rob, if he starts at number 9 again, we've got to look for him in and behind. That's a key to that game for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Well, everybody knows the Galaxy still last place, still 1 point back from DC United in the Wooden Spoon. Let's go ahead and take a look at Toluca real quick, boys, and then we'll wrap it on up and go home. As the reigning MLS Cup champions, the Galaxy will host Campeones Cup against Toluca on Wednesday, October 1st. If you don't have your tickets, go ahead and snap those up. It's the 7th edition of this tournament. The Galaxy, if they win, will be the first MLS club in California to lift this trophy. The Galaxy, of course, have as their opponent Toluca, who beat Club America 3-1 in the Campeón de Campeones match, which was actually at the Digs on July 20th. And like I said, this is the 7th iteration of this game. It's tied 3-3. So if the Galaxy can get the win, that gives MLS bragging rights for this match here. And that'll be the first time that an MLS team wins since 2022. We do have media availability with Greg tomorrow, but just going into this match, we already know that Julian and Emilio Garces were back in this last match. They'll certainly see more time in this match here. Marco was a maybe for Wednesday. Greg told us that wasn't the right game for him. So look for him to be involved. And then, he also did say that Nascimento and Ramirez were close. So the Galaxy could have some important pieces coming back. On Toluca's front, they have Luan Garcia that is out at the moment, and then they have pretty much the entire complement of their roster here. And like Eli said, that is a scary, scary roster. You were showing off Alexis Vega here, Ananda. Is that Eli probably the bogeyman here for the Galaxy?
Definitely. I don't know too much about the players individually, but I know he's a very dangerous player. I know a bit about Angulo. Obviously, we know Ache from his time in MLS and
Definitely.
everywhere else.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I hear he's not maybe doing the best at Toluca, but I couldn't say that as fact. But I just know that this team is wanking teams in Liga MX right now. We just saw some of the score lines beating, was it Monterrey 6-2 or something like that? That's crazy. Monterrey, Sergio Ramos, they're whacking Sergio Ramos.
They're a good team, and they're 6-2 in Monterrey.
But
Yeah,
maybe
3-0 against Chivas. Damn.
Maybe they'll have the mentality that I say the U.S. men's national team has, and they're going to come in and think that they've already won this match, and they think, oh, this is going to be easy. And then
Reverse trap,
Miller drops a brace on them.
Ooh.
Trap game. I hear that
I like
two-letter word, Papa.
Yeah,
Two-letter
and
word.
we asked Diego about this because the odds in Vegas are against the Galaxy. I mean, you've already heard all the MLS pundits say, the Galaxy are going to have to be damn near perfect for them to get anything out of this match. The scoring for fun, but all those things conspire to give you that confidence that, hey, we got this one beat. And the beautiful thing about this game is that on any given day, any team could be any other team.
Yep.
And I mean, the Galaxy do have the quality to win this match. I mean, Toluca, that is, they have good players, but the Galaxy, I mean, they've already seen a couple of these players already. I mean, Ache, they know of the quality of Alexis Vega, so I think they're going to be prepared. I don't think that anything Toluca does is going to necessarily surprise them. The big miss here for me is whether Paulinho is going to be involved at the outset for Toluca. He is really, for me, the guy that kind of puts everything together here for them. But again, Alexis Vega has been their star man, scoring a lot, scoring for fun. Ananda, do you have anything to show us in the way of some stats here?
I think I'm just going to show everyone what they already know, which is Toluca is a massively good offensive team. I mean, Rob, this is early stats now for the Apertura, right? For this season, 11 games in, I believe. Look at that. They're number one in all the key stats: expected goals, shots on target per match, big chances. I mean, like Eli said, I'm going to use his word. They've been absolutely wanking teams in Liga MX this year. But look, defensively though, they're nothing spectacular, right? 1.3 goals conceded per match. So they do concede. They can concede 1 or 2 goals. Actually conceded middle of the road there. They're not a high pressing team necessarily. 2.9, Rob, in comparison. Even the Galaxy win more possessions, 1 final third per match. So this is going to be an interesting game. And I think Diego talked to us about mentality, right? Going into this game. I think that is going to be half the battle for this match is what kind of mentality do the Galaxy come in? Because you can play this game on paper and the stats will tell you that, even Vegas will tell you this is probably a Toluca win. But of course, they do have some elements going on against them. They have to travel. We don't have to travel, right? They're playing away.
Midweek.
And midweek, so the crowd will be interesting. That's another little wrinkle out there. What will that be like? Will Toluca fans come out in throws? We'll see, but it'll be interesting. But Rob, let's get to our favorite section. What do they need to do to win, Baba?
Well, first off, before we even mention it, I do want to beg off for our good friend, the Unicorn, because he does not do score predictions. So we're not going to ask him for a score prediction. Instead, we will ask him to give a fictional team speech to the Galaxy before this final. But Well, we'll get to that in just a second. First, we're going to ask them for the Galaxy to win this match, they have to fill in the blank. What do you think, Eli?
Damn, I was just gonna say something really sus, but you know what? I'm gonna say it anyways. Put it in. That's all we gotta do.
Yeah. Translation: execute.
Execute. After this last match, you know, we got the 5.71 XGs. We did see 4 go in, but all I gotta say is, as we saw with this team, they're gonna score. We do not have the back line to sustain Toluca. All we gotta do in return is put it in.
Nice. Y'all heard it. Put it in. Execute. Yeah. I mean, not sus at all. Just very direct and put it in. Come on, Galaxy, put it in. Ananda, for the Galaxy to win this match, they have to.
Damn, how am I going to follow that up, Rob?
Just put it in.
I think because this is a Liga MX team, and we saw how the Galaxy, I would say, rose to the level of the competition. You know how, like, we always say as Galaxy fans, like, sometimes they play down to the level of their competition. Well, I hope in this case they channeled that 2025 Leagues Cup energy and play up to the level and exceed the level of their competition. We talked about it just a second ago. Mentality is going to be half the battle, right? So can the Galaxy come into this playing basically with nothing to lose and everything to gain? Just like have that mentality, have that free mentality, believe in yourself, have the confidence to say, hey, we can match, we can go toe to toe. We've got, some studs up there like Gabriel Peck, Joseph Paintsil, Marco Royce, if he's back in there. We've got some damn good players on this team, so we better show it on that pitch, right? So that's for me, man. They just gotta relish this opportunity, play to the level of the competition, maybe channel some of that Leagues Cup 2025 energy, and hopefully, because we did that against what was it? Not Chivas. Wait, was it Chivas? I can't remember. What was that one that came to penalties? It was like back? No. It was this year. I can't remember who we played now. I'm blanking, but that was a really, really hotly contested game. That was a Saturday. That's the one that Primo Alex came to.
Was that Cruz Azul?
Yeah, was that Cruz Azul?
Yes. There you go. There you go. I was like blanking on the correct. That was a hell of a game. I'm expecting a dogfight like that, to be honest with you.
Well, interesting you should say dog, and interesting that we had Diego on, because we've said a couple times he has that dog in him, and he has. I mean, a couple people. He even mentioned it. Would say like he gets fiery and stuff like that, and we laughed because he does get fiery, but he always does it in service of the team, always to defend his teammates, and honestly, that's the kind of effing energy that the Galaxy need against Toluca, right? If they know that they are underdogs, or people consider them underdogs, snaps. I'm gonna make sure Toluca knows you are in my home. You are in my home. Make, at the risk of being Denzel Washington, make them earn every inch, baby. You know what? Like if they want to run rampant, you know what? Make sure that they're getting a couple elbows as they're running by. Greg called this out a couple times. He called it out against Miami. He called it out against Seattle, that they needed to be more physical. They need to have this Toluca team learn to respect them, because you could bet damn sure that right now, just based on form and just based off everything that they've heard about the Galaxy, they don't respect them. So the Galaxy need to make sure that they do. And how's that going to happen? You got to Kobe these fools, put one through their chest, go pow on them, and make sure that you're respected. This is your house. Play physical, make yourself felt, and then also fans, make yourself felt in the stands as well. So that's what I got to say. You know what? Take that all that energy, everything that went wrong this year, take the doubters, take everything and put all that into that chip on your shoulder, which me and Ananda have talked about. The champions should have had from the outset. Everyone's going to come out for us. We need to have that chip on our shoulder. Missing a little bit at the beginning of the year, but I think they found it, and they need to find it in an even bigger way against Toluca, I think.
Beautiful.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Beautiful. I mean, that was a beautiful speech. I spaced out for a little, but I think I got the point. Make them earn every inch and put it in. Got it. You got this.
Yes, exactly. Which is basically how all my speeches basically go. Make them earn every inch and put it in.
I hope the team heard it, and if they're listening, they know what to do, and we got this.
It's gonna be in Greg's inbox tomorrow morning.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be like, just read this, Greg.
Just play,
read this.
Just play this.
Ananda, are there any betting odds for this one?
You know what? Let's go vibes, Papa. No betting odds. I mean, I'm sure Vegas has us as the underdog. I think we know this, on paper. Let's go vibes. Let's go vibes. Vibras.
Vibras. Well, again, we're gonna beg off for our friend Eli here, but I'm calling a 1-1. The Galaxy somehow, some way, scrap through a full 90 minutes, and then they get to penalties and they win it in penalties. And that's a heart pick more than a head pick. But again, anything can happen in a one-off. So
yeah,
like you said, why not us? Why not now? Right.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I think it's going to be a little higher scoring though, because I think Toluca is a very, very good offensive team. It's going to be more like 2-2, maybe even 3-3. But I don't want to get like absolutely roasted for saying this, but I'm just hoping that like
after the fact, say it.
Well, I'm just hoping like after the fact, like I can look back at this performance, even if we lose like heartbreaker in PKs or something like that, like just like heartbreaking, like we give up a 92nd minute goal and it's 3-2, right? Like I'm just hoping that like there's moments in this game where either we fight back, we claw back, maybe we give up an early goal, but then we respond right away 5 minutes after. Like there's moments in this game where I look exactly, show character, show heart, like at least show the fans something to be proud of. I've said this multiple times this week, like show the fans something to be proud of. Guys like Diego, Harbor, Joseph, like those guys are going to empty the tank 120%. Right. You know that, like Joseph, dude, he is absolutely shattered after every game. Like, I don't even know how he has the breath and energy to like talk to us in the press conference. Right. Cause he definitely empties the tank. So as long as they give me that as the baseline, I'm good. And then it's up to the soccer gods from there, man.
Well, y'all heard it here. Anand and I are calling either a win or, hey, put it all out there, and really that's all you can ask, right? This is a good Toluca team. Galaxy are underdogs, so you got to temper whatever kind of expectations you have with reality as well. So this will be an interesting match. It'll be interesting as well to see what happens in the stands. It is a midweek match. How many Toluca fans will be out there? Let's bring it on home, boys. Congratulations to VCFC for making the playoffs. They scored a 2-1 win over SKC2 over the weekend, and now they will finish their season on Sunday, the 5th of October against VCFC at Colorado 2. On Thursday, October 2nd, we'll bring you a Galaxy versus Toluca Campeones Cup reaction, where hopefully we can report that the Galaxy have picked up a trophy this season. We'll also have a Galaxy versus Dallas preview that same night, and we'll be back a week from now on Monday, October 6th, as we bring you our LA versus Dallas preview pod. We want to say thank you very, very much to our unicorn, one of our favorites, and still the coldest white boy that I know, not named Austin Reeves. Eli Lesser, thank you so much for being here with us, man. I know that one.
That one hurt. Yeah,
that one cross pollution, but Austin Reeves is a cold white boy, man, and you're the same.
Fair enough.
But thank you so much, man.
Yeah, I just want to leave real quick with there's a haiku on my iced tea bottle, and maybe we could interpret it as something that the Galaxy could take away from this season or the match. But it's a haiku, so it's very short. A rabbit hops into the disappearing dawn, New Year's moon.
Beautiful.
I'm like, wow, so profound. So
I'm gonna have to marinate on that one for sure.
Exactly.
And then when I find the meaning in that, hopefully I discover, oh yeah, Gabriel Peck Hattie. That's what it means, So,
dude, that'd be huge.
Baba, thank you so much, man. Don't be a stranger. And I will continue to stalk you and send you emojis and stuff like that. And yeah, man, keep up the beautiful work, bro. You mentioned you were trying to prove to Saturday football that you can have that kind of event. He can, y'all. He showed y'all. Let him throw more stuff. We want to go anyway. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Love you guys. Peace.
Cheers. Anandita, that wraps it up. You got anything else to say before we get on out here?
You know what, man? I really want to win this damn trophy. That's all I'm gonna leave with. Like, you guys, like, I don't know where you guys are, everyone that's listening or that's in chat. Like, I just want to win this damn trophy because I need to end this season on some sort of positive note. CCC spot was nice. A trophy is better. And you know, Baba, I don't care. Like Diego said, some fans may think it's a Mickey Mouse Cup. It's a trophy. Like, I want to win it. I want to win it. Anything that we can win, I want to win it. Right?
500 bands is nothing to scoff at.
It's not even the 500 bands. It's just like, bro, we beat a damn good team. I mean, you're gonna have to beat a damn good team, the number 1 team right now in Liga MX to do it. Eli said they're borderline probably the best team in CONCACAF right now. So you're gonna beat a damn good team to do it. Win, I'm gonna celebrate with no shame. By the way, no shame. And I hope Galaxy Twitter feels the same way. Like, I really do. Right.
No, I mean, you whenever you win a trophy, it's a cause for celebration, no matter what you think of the trophy. But really, it is a cause for pride if they win, because Toluca is a good team, and
they are very good.
These Galaxy players have been saying all year
they would have earned it.
We are a good team. We've seen the Galaxy beat other good teams in MLS this year. Now, hopefully, they do the same against arguably, like Eli said, the best team in the continent at the moment. Thank you guys so much for being here with us tonight. We do appreciate it. We are 7 or 8 subs away from 700. We would appreciate
7 more now, Baba. 7 more. Let's go, guys. Come on.
Yeah, we would appreciate if you are number 700. Ananda will take a shot with you, I promise. And yeah, that pretty much wraps it up. One thing left to say, right?
Dale.
Jesus.
Let's get that trophy.
Suerte, G's.
Campeones, ole.